welcome back to my channel. If you are not subscribed already, make sure you go hit that button like right now. I'm gonna let you do that real quick. We got time. It's quarantine. I got time. You subscribed? Okay, cool. Today is day, I don't know, of quarantine, y'all. We have nothing else better to do. So what better way than have a get ready with me? I have so much to tell you guys. I have a little story time. From the title, this is a video, like, I didn't ever think I was gonna have to, like, make and talk about this. But I did recently get my heart broken, and I have felt pretty sad. So, and it's crazy because, you know, from my other video, from like maybe 2 years ago, the boyfriend video, you guys knew my stance on dudes or whatever, and you know, you guys are probably wondering like, what is Kayla talking about? What did she mean heartbreak? Who would break Kayla's heart? I never would have thought I would have a video where I'm talking about getting my heart broken. This happened maybe a few days, maybe a week ago. It's fresh, you know what I'm saying? It still is a wound. Stuff happens. This is life. This is real life. Feelings are real. Who would have known? A part of me feels like I'm disappointing you guys in a way because it's like, dang, oh, we would have never expected Kayla to feel this way. You know, I don't want y'all to feel that way. I guess y'all might because I always like have like my positive side going on. It's just tough. So yeah, I feel like you guys deserve to know. Who knows, when you guys might be going through this situation of getting your heart broken right now, and you know, you guys might take something out of it because we live and we learn lessons every single day. This was a huge lesson for me. I'm gonna let you guys in on like a whole bunch so I can just be real with y'all. Not everything is super positive. That's not realistic. So I like giving motivation and stuff like that because I feel like a whole bunch of people need it, and at the time, like, it just helps me remember to stay positive when I'm, you know, being positive to others and stuff like that. So, and y'all know me, like, I don't even showcase like me being sad or stuff, like, because a lot of people will just kind of just take it, run with it, throw it back in my face, stuff like that. So, but it's whatever because it's real. When you showcase your feelings and when you talk about things that's, you know, real, that's being strong right there because you're putting your emotions on the line and all of that stuff. So we getting real. Give y'all insight, advice on how I'm dealing with it, and basically all of that good stuff because I'm going through it. I'm right here with y'all. It's a life update. It's a little sad. We can be sad but still look cute. No matter how I'm feeling, I always want to look good. Let's just get into it. My situation has been long distance, okay? Follow me, alright? And it ain't no catfish episode, so I don't want y'all to be calling me and Max, Cammy up on the line, because I've seen his face and yeah, I know what he looked like, okay? FaceTime. That's what we do FaceTime for. Because I surely wasn't going to be on no catfish. I know that. Big factors you guys need to know before me telling you the story is that dude lived in a whole different state and we were not dating, okay? Now with these factors, y'all gonna still have to follow along because y'all gonna understand. If any of you guys have dealt with a long distance friendship, relationship type of thing, then, you know, if you know, you know. But we're gonna call him Jay. Me and Jay, we basically met on Snapchat, and this was in 2018, September 2018, I think. Random, I didn't know this boy, like, we were just texting or whatever. It was just like, hey, and I was like, who is this? He was like, I thought you was fun or whatever, so I added you. I'm like, okay, bet. I was like, send me a picture of you so I can see what you look like, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm thinking he looked cute. We were texting on and off for like a few weeks, you know, just very friendly. Now at the time, y'all know I was not seeking anyone out, you know what I'm saying? Chasing the bag, doing my thing. At the time, like, I just wasn't focused on that, and Jay, you know, he made it apparent that he actually like wanted me or whatever, and like he made it clear that is what endgame was for him, and that's what he wanted it to be for me too, was that, oh, to be together. I started to like him later on. So for the first few weeks we would only talk on Snapchat, then eventually got each other's phone number. We would just text on there. Like, I had to ask for this dude's number first because he was just capping. You know, we started to FaceTime each other every single day. So it just turned into him being a part of like my daily routine because we would talk every single day. Everything was cool, everything was good. And then eventually, like, he started doing these things where he would go ghost. Long distance, anything, friendship, relationship, you can't keep tabs on this person. It's not like we could just hang out with each other at the mall or go over to each other's house or nothing. Like, it wasn't any of that. So that's why we would talk every day. The whole time, like, for me, when he admitted that he liked me, I was kind of shocked. For the most part, at least the people that I've been interested in have never been bold enough to say that they like me or anything like that. And I feel like, I guess him being in a different state, we ain't even in a different state. Maybe I could just say it. I was just shocked because someone actually gave me a chance. Because normally, like I said, the people that I've been interested in don't even look my way because people always like to judge before actually getting to know me, and that's how it's basically always been. People always made it seem like they could only like me from afar. Like, they just didn't want to tell me. Jay felt the same way, come to find out, y'all. I don't want to go in judging somebody and say, oh, I can't trust them, oh, I can't, you know what I'm saying? But because of that, I found like I was just being super naive, and I really thought that he was like you know, genuine. Turns out he wasn't all that good of a guy, you know. So like I said, he started ghosting on me, talking to his ex, he had this other incident and stuff like that. The total amount of time that we were talking was a year and a half, and then we broke it off like a week or so ago, not even 2 seconds ago. He was very insecure. Okay, he admitted this to me not too long ago. You know, he admitted everything to me basically. Like, he would actually throw slick shots and stuff at me so he can make himself feel better, y'all. That was the type of person Jay was. Okay, you're probably thinking like, okay, Kayla, you have enough self-love, you have confidence, why are you settling for this dude? This goes all the way back to me feeling like I was just never gonna find anyone. Someone actually gave me a chance. I ran with it. My heart was telling me something different from my head. I was trying to make younger Kayla proud. I was trying to make Saweetie proud, Janae. I don't regret anything. I got to learn. I couldn't just sit back, see other people post on Snapchat, Instagram about relationships and just think I had it all figured out. I actually had to go through a situation like that too. I had to get my heart broken in order to fully understand what I would be talking about. I would be telling y'all, focus on the bag, focus on the bag. I was doing both of those things. It's not like I needed him, but I wanted him. Like I was saying though, he would push his insecurities on me. He always had this sense of intimidation with me. He finally admitted this to me not too long ago. It was clear as day that he did, guys. Like, I knew that, but I didn't confront him on that because I felt like it was super personal and that's like an internal thing. I could tell he felt shame in like admitting that. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just wait for him to tell me because he is just, you know. But so many guys are just very prideful. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of guys don't want to show their feelings because it makes them feel like they're weak and stuff. But it's like, bro, that ain't real. How you gonna not showcase your feelings and say how you really feel? That's not what he did, though. He lied to me about a lot of stuff. He would ghost me. He would make me feel like I just didn't matter. Like, he would always try and belittle me and stuff like that. Like I said, pushing his insecurities onto me. He would compare me to people. He would do things like, oh, Kayla, you know, you cool, but you ain't that, or whatever. You know, he would do them slick shots, y'all. And you know when stuff is a joke, bro. You know it is a joke. And it was not a joke to him. Like, he was dead serious. I cannot make this up. I wish I could. I wish this was not real because he is the furthest person that I would even expect me to talk to because of how he just was. He wasn't a good person. He made me feel very low. I really tried to get him to change. With all of what he did for like the entire year and a half, he eventually admitted that he loved me. I was like, okay, cool, because like, you know, super sweet. And then it's like he was misogynistic, hypocritical, toxic, belittling. He made me get to my lowest point ever, and he just made me feel like I didn't matter. Because for me, like, if I see you in my future, I want you to be a part of like what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's standard as a friend, as a significant other, to, you know, want people to be in tune with what you're doing. We would talk about goals and things like that. When I would talk about things that I was interested in, that I was striving for, he would be like, oh, okay. He would definitely make it seem like what I talked about and what I had interest in just didn't matter to him. So that made me feel a little like down because it's almost like, okay, I let you in my life, and I've actually always have been weary about this. I just be weary of the people that constantly watch you, the close people, but don't compliment you or support you. But I don't have to worry about that because everyone who's in my life right now, I keep a really small circle, support me like crazy, are my #1 fans, and I'm their #1 fan. He definitely wanted to make it seem like he didn't care. He wanted someone to make him feel equal. He admitted that to me. He wasn't a good friend. He would definitely not be a good boyfriend or anything. If you treat your friend like this, if you treat someone that you see a future with like this, it's just terrible. So the thing is, like, I always try to avoid just insecure guys, but a lot of guys will act how a lot of females will act with like it being a competition. He made it seem like it was a competition between both of us, and then once he told me that he loved me, I developed feelings like that for him later on. So I told him that I loved him too, and I did. Going back on this, it's crazy. He would always ask me, and like I would always ask myself, why do I like him? I think it's just because I was being very genuine and naive, and I never have like felt feelings for someone like this, and I've never talked to someone for this long. I think I've only talked to someone for maybe like a few months, like, but nothing serious like this. Like, I never loved someone before. I thought I had it all together with, you know, I know what I want and I know this and that. But in reality, y'all, my heart just took over. His qualities, his character was not good. He was not a good person to me. He took advantage of my personality. He made me feel terrible. Nevertheless, y'all, I kept it pushing, and y'all know I kept it pushing because I knew I didn't need him, but I still wanted him regardless of, like, he just wasn't a good person. And I would ask myself, why do I like Jay? I couldn't think of anything. Me loving him just outweighed everything that he did. On my birthday, he didn't tell me happy birthday. Boom. Another instance where someone is watching me and not even supporting me or anything, because folks was watching me the entire day. And we were talking for a year. Stuff like that. And that really, really matters. And that's insane, because he would always talk about, like, oh, I'm gonna marry you one day and stuff like that. Like, we genuinely had these feels for each other. I know I did. Like, when I fall hard. And I just have too big of a heart to be dealing with this type of heartache, y'all. I literally was just super sad because I just didn't understand why someone could just treat me so bad. I didn't understand why, because I was just very me. I was just doing me and just being myself. I was just so naive, y'all. I was so naive. So I was gonna give people a chance and maybe, like, give people multiple chances because I, like, believe they can change. For me, like, if it's a problem in a relationship, you don't gotta tell me twice. Get it, boom, done, out the way. He wasn't good at fixing problems. He was very cowardly. He didn't face the problems that we had. We argued a lot. Everything we were doing was just very, very unrealistic. He was just in a totally different state, y'all. But it's just almost like everyone I'm attracted to is out of state. Really though? He was the first person that I ever loved, but he treated me so bad. He treated me really horrible. And there were times where I was happy. Most of the time I just wasn't. I didn't feel uplifted by him. I didn't feel happy. I didn't feel like he really cared about me truly, like he said he did. He wasn't no man. He was a little boy. When I finally told him that I loved him, he went back to, like, the ghosting thing. And this was the everlasting situation. He didn't text, he didn't call me, he didn't hit me up for, like, maybe, I think it was like 5 days. Jay didn't hit me up. I would say, like, on the 5th day, you know, he texted me a little cute name or whatever, insulting my intelligence, thinking I was gonna forget what a trifling dude he is. I made it clear since day one to this dude I didn't want a relationship at the time. The whole time we didn't even know what we were, but we weren't dating because of the distance, and, like, we didn't even meet each other yet, so there was no way those labels could be, you know, in factor. But we were just really, really close. But the thing is, I made it straight clear from day one that I keep a really small circle. It's really, really hard for me, and I'm pretty sure it's hard for everyone, to find genuinely good people, because you always have people that are just secretly with you for some other reason, that don't really like you. You have a lot of people that are snakes, and you can't trust everybody. I always give people a clean slate, you know what I'm saying? I don't go in judging someone. I don't go in thinking that, because I know everyone is not the same. All men do not cheat, lie, and mess stuff up. And not all women cheat, lie, and do all this crazy stuff. Everyone is not the same. So I never went in, oh, dude's gonna be like this. Oh, he's gonna be like this. I didn't think that. He knew that I didn't judge people, and he knew I always give people, you know, a chance. And he took advantage of that. I don't even let a whole bunch of people in my life, because it's really hard to find good people that are genuine, who are not looking for something out of you, that just want a friendship, that just want, you know, you as a friend or whatever. I've always had trouble with that. But, you know, they switch it up and make it about an entirely different thing, and then it sucks because, like, you gave them a chance. But then you can't go out and just base what happened with one person onto someone else. So I'm not even gonna do that. Because Jay knew that, it was almost like, what didn't click? What makes you think you can treat me so horrible when I don't even let people in my life because of this exact reason? Me and Jay, we both know. He said this, I know this, I knew this, he didn't even need to tell me. Nothing was my fault with any of this, okay? I did nothing remotely wrong to where I lied to this dude once. I was completely loyal to what we had, and that was a mistake on my part. Because for me, the talking stage, I wouldn't want someone to, like, be talking to different people while you're talking to me. I just don't like that. I treat people how I want to be treated, and I know I wouldn't want someone to be talking to multiple people while I'm talking to them. Oh, nah, like, he didn't deserve my realness, my loyalty, my trust. He didn't deserve me. Folks knew I didn't just let anybody in my life, but I let him. I thought I knew it all before, and I did, but my heart just took over, and I know how to differentiate my heart and my head, and, you know, what I need better now. And I thought I did before, but, like, I have to go through it to actually know, you know? So I don't regret none of it, y'all. I don't regret none of this. It's clear as day that what we were doing and what we were trying to become was not realistic. He lives in a whole different state. When you go off to college, you know you're doing your own thing and stuff. So like, I just thought he was different because for me personally, I've never wanted to just talk to people in multiples. Like, I've never wanted to have hoes and stuff like that. Like, that's just never been my prerogative. Like I said, I don't like giving my time and energy out to people that I don't believe deserve it. And it's just like time consuming too. Like, talking to multiple people. Y'all, I'm just gonna have to do what I need to do, okay? I'm gonna just have to like branch out. I can't just not experience people and stuff. This lash is getting on my nerve. How do y'all apply lashes, bro? I haven't applied lashes in like longer than a year. But yeah, guys, like, I just never wanted to talk to a whole bunch of people. I've never wanted just anybody to say that they have had like access to me, because I feel like if you don't deserve to be in my life, then it's almost like I'm just wasting time with you. So I just had to realize that it's life. Anyone who enters my life, anyone who enters you guys' life, you know, many are not meant to stay there. A lot of people are going to give you lessons and a lot of people are going to stay. I just have to look at it that way, and I just have to be realistic with my thinking. If I feel heartbroken now, I can't even imagine going through a heartbreak again. I don't even want to think about that because it's hard. Why didn't you guys tell me that relationships and feelings were like this complicated? It is way too much to deal with. My heart has been really broken because me and Jay cut ties, and it's what needed to happen, but it's almost like I'm just more hurt by like how he treated me like I am, you know, was nothing. So you know, y'all, I had to let him go. Like, a goal that I've always had, and this is very unrealistic, is like just having one boyfriend in life and that's it. Going through different heartbreaks, and me and Jay weren't even dating. My heart has been so broken. I don't want to have to experience multiple heartbreaks to find the one. Like, I just don't want to do that because like, dang, I almost feel like I'm not gonna have anything left to give. I feel like I have nothing to give now. I've never wanted to like think about, oh yeah, I'm gonna be with multiple people, I'm gonna get my heart broken sometimes, but I'm gonna find the right one eventually. Like, I never wanted to think that way because my heart is just too sensitive to that, and I feel like letting someone in my life so they can just mess it up, my feelings have never been more hurt in my life, and I don't want to have to experience this again. God was on my side though. He was like, Kayla, you've been doing a little too good. You strong as you say you are. We gonna see. You can get a heartbreak. Sorry. I give my worst struggles to my toughest ones. I was blessed with a heartbreak without having to be in a relationship. So thank you. Out of every unrealistic goal that I have had up until now, give me something. He blessed me with a heartbreak and I didn't even have to be in a relationship, okay? Like, I did not want my first boyfriend to break my heart. Back to the little ghosting part. So up until the last few weeks, the last 2 months where we like, you know, we ended up cutting ties. I would say like in January, that's when he ghosted me for like 5 days. So like I said, what, when he texted me back the 5th day. Jay had this huge habit to where he would do something where he felt like I would hate him. And because of that, he went ghost on me even more because he knew, oh, if I reply to her, she gonna be so upset, so I'm gonna just not reply. This was his mindset, and he didn't text me back for an entire month. The fact that folks said that he loved me, liked me, he felt all of this stuff towards me, like, he still had his moments where he did make me feel happy sometimes. He had a lot of manipulation going on too, y'all. You know, this is other stuff as well. I gave him a chance. I was giving him so many chances, guys. Like, this is a mess. He was the first person I ever loved, and I didn't want to let him go. And then after he didn't reply to me that day, like the 5th day, I sent him this very long essay-looking response. After the month where he didn't reply to me, he sent me this little, very minimal compared to what I had to say or whatever. He ended up sending me this little explanation thing, basically saying that all of what I said to him on that little day where he didn't reply to me once again, everything I was saying, he said, was true. He admitted to me how he had all of these insecurities being with me, and he always felt like I was just too intimidating to where it overwhelmed him and he couldn't stay. He was really talking about how he felt like he just didn't deserve me. I did not go in thinking that because I felt like he did. I didn't even know him, so I feel like there was no way I can be like, oh, he doesn't deserve to know me. Someone new. I felt like, you know, if you're new and I like you, I feel like you deserve to know me. So I went in thinking that way. He went in straight off the gate, he told me he went in thinking that he didn't deserve me, which is why he didn't take all of it as serious as I was. All of what he was doing, he basically self-sabotaged himself because of all the underlying feelings he had about and with me. This was, you know, a said problem. Like I said, most guys that I'm into don't give me the chance because they have these underlying feelings about me and then just judge me, and they're just like, self-sabotage. You think something long enough and you feel a certain way, you're bound to feel that way for sure. He self-sabotaged the opportunity that I gave him, and it made so much sense. It makes so much sense because this dude, literally, he tried to make me feel bad about myself anytime I would mention like any goals that I had. He tried to make me feel like I didn't matter because he felt like he didn't matter. There was no way he could make me feel super loved the way I loved him because he didn't love himself. And he knew that, he knows that. Because of that, he could not reciprocate the energy that I gave him. And that's just how it was, and it sucks because it's like I knew all of this, but I felt like he just wasn't like admitting it, and he was just handling it on his own. So when he said all of this to me, it was a shocker, but not really. He started saying, oh, okay, like, compared to me, I feel like you're just on like a different level than me, and like, you know, you deserve way better than I can give you. All of that, all that stuff on the surface, he just felt like he just couldn't give me what he felt like I deserved. You know what I'm saying? Which he didn't. He didn't, because he went in thinking that he wasn't. So like, he just, from the start, he knew he wasn't going to. He wasn't gonna love me like I did. So he said that he never felt like he deserved me, ever. And my response was like, what? Like, and my thing is, if you felt that way, I don't understand how he could have thought I felt that way, because like I said, I don't let just like anybody in my life. So if I didn't want you there, I wasn't going to be talking to you. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have given you the time of day. And if you didn't want me, you wouldn't have given me the time of day. So like, clearly, if I'm talking to you day in and day out, you're a part of my daily routine. I didn't understand that, because it's like, if I didn't want you, then we wouldn't be talking. At a certain point, I really have this hate towards him. With him, because of like the opportunity that I gave him, and I gave him a lot of chances. He messed it all up. He really dug himself in this huge hole, and I gave him nothing but chances. I want to believe that everyone makes mistakes and that they can change, but in reality, he wasn't changing. He wasn't going to. If you're trying to be my potential boyfriend, my partner, you know what I'm saying, my future, then it's almost like you should support me. That's standard. That's like, and when I would make it apparent to where like I would ask him and be like, why doesn't it seem like you do, like you support me? And I always support him. And he called it fan behavior. Oh, you know, that's fan behavior. I don't want to be looking like a fan. I'm like, besides me, who else is supposed to be my number one? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're supposed to be my boyfriend, why wouldn't you want to be my number one fan? One thing that he did at the end of us like cutting ties or whatever, he made me question my worth. He like, and that's the crazy thing, because I always thought of myself and knew of myself to have a lot of self-worth and to love myself unapologetically. You know, that's how I've always been. I've never felt this way. I've never felt gut-wrenching pain that my heart has just been broken. That's when I knew I just couldn't. I had to cut ties with this dude. I didn't want to have him as my shoulder to cry on, and then he would question me and be like, oh, Kayla, I feel like you hold back. Well, duh. Clearly, if you make me feel like all of this, there's no way I can be vulnerable with you. I should be able to be my 100% authentic self around you, and if I can't, then no. Like, you do not deserve me. You are not for me. He really had me questioning my worth, like, oh, like, is there something wrong with me? Is it, like, my problem? And I knew it wasn't. I know it's not. None of it was my fault, and, like, that was clear. And that, from that point, I'm just like, yeah, this guy is really toxic. He's just, his true colors to how he really was showcased. From that point on, guys, I just became really heartbroken, because he wasn't a good person to me. He wasn't even a good person to himself. I really wish he was just solid enough. And like, we all have insecurities, we all have like issues, and many of us feel down like a lot, but it's how you go about those things. Jay, he didn't go about it too well. He always wanted to make me feel he wanted to get me to a low point, and he did. He didn't break me, because he is the one who ended up losing. He lost out on me. What did I lose out on? A misogynistic, toxic, belittling, terrible individual. Back on the story, and he was saying all this stuff like, oh, I want to give you the truth and nothing but the truth. It's crazy how he wants to like give me nothing but the truth when he knows it's too late. I was like, okay, basically, and I still felt like he just didn't. But in reality, he was really sugarcoating how he felt. So when he sent me this, I didn't reply back to him for about like maybe 2 weeks because I feel like, okay, you didn't talk to me for a month. Me, I wasn't in a rush to hit him back. I really was not, because after everything I just felt like, wow, he really wants to hit me up and tell me all this stuff. He didn't even say the words "I'm sorry." In his entire little paragraph, he didn't say "I'm sorry" once. After that, I had to figure out all of what I was gonna say to him. He didn't deserve anything I had to say to him furthermore, but I knew in order for us to finally be done with things, I definitely needed to tell him about himself. I wasn't being nice in the message, like I was telling him all of how I felt and like with everything, but I felt like I could have told him like straight on more. So what I was just longing to get from him was a why and "I'm sorry," and he didn't give me the "I'm sorry," so I was already upset, and that made me think that he just truly didn't understand how much he hurt me. Figuring out what to say to him, or if I should say anything at all, was tough. All of what I said, guys, I told him from the jump how I felt about the entire situation, and I brought it back to him not being able to forget all of what we had, because like the hardest part about everything, many good times when he was just the sweetest person ever, those were like the cute moments, the happy moments that I was holding on to. He made me feel unwanted, very alienated, like I just didn't matter to him, but like he still liked me, quote unquote, and loved me. My heart was just telling me to just stay, to just keep this guy in my life. And then a lot of the time when he did do these harsh things, I would kind of just let it go, because I would be, okay, he did this, I'm a little upset, but I'm in my own lane and I'm just like, okay, forget that, let me focus on me. And that's what would happen. So I guess he just got comfortable with me doing that. Yeah, you have to live with that, knowing that you messed up with me 110%, but I have to go on knowing that the first person that I ever loved broke my heart and treated me terrible, just verbally, like with what he would say and compare me and stuff like that. It didn't make me feel great. I was just holding on to like a lot of the good stuff, and I disappointed myself with that. At first I did, but then I realized that, you know, nothing is ever perfect and I make mistakes all the time. I know like when I fail, I go out of my comfort zone. I would rather go out of my comfort zone and fail than stay in my comfort zone and just, you know, not deal with relationships and having feelings for someone and stuff. But I actually went for something. I went for a guy, and it didn't turn out great. First time is always the hardest. I had to go through it in order to truly feel how a lot of my friends have felt. When my friends would explain situations like dealing with relationships, and then they would have like the feelings of like, oh, but I really love him and stuff like that. And it was hard for me to understand that part because I never went through it. So I understand it now. But y'all, like I have such a huge understanding for heartbreaks, and after everything that happened, I made it clear I was very thorough in all of what I was saying to him. It was like a goodbye, I forgive you type of thing. I had to forgive him for me, not for him, not holding grudges and all that stuff, because that's just keeping hate in your heart, and I just know. And it's crazy because he brought me to that point to where it was like I actually hated him. At that point I stopped typing what I was saying, and I really had to sit back, look in the mirror, and really be like, Kayla, who are you? Do you want to be this person where you have hate for him, or do you want to forgive but don't forget and take this as a lesson? All of what I am saying to y'all, I literally, like I said, all this to him. It was a mixture of me going off a little bit, having calmness, graciousness, but still being direct, straight to the point, and not sugarcoating things, but I did it in a way that was a conversation and not a argument. Because clearly no one else was telling Jay how he was and how he treated people and made people feel. So somebody had to say something to this dude, and I wanted to understand why. So basically I knew why. He was pushing all of that out onto me to like make himself feel better because he didn't feel great about himself, so that's what he did. I let him know everything he needed to take accountability for, and it definitely hurts because now after everything is done and he gave me the closure that I needed, ghosting me, not responding to me, I wanted him to be in my life so bad, but I knew that just couldn't. Yeah. And it's time to change. So we're going to take a pause on the story. Hold on. So I'm going to be right back. Even though I might have not felt the best recently with just like everything, like heartbreak and stuff, you can't control your emotions. I mean, you can, but like you're going to feel, you know, certain ways and you just can't help it. You can definitely help how you look, you know, just look great no matter how you feel. take time out, have a little get ready with me day, you know, just pop out for the living room one time, you know. We're back. This is the ending, y'all, the ending, okay? So after sending him all of what I sent, my little essay telling him who he was, explaining to him all of what he's done, getting him to truly understand how he made me feel. If you guys hear wind in the background, I'm sorry. We ended up talking on FaceTime, and then he started to like guilt trip, so you know, ended up hanging up. And then after that, the last little stuff that we said to each other was sent through voice messages. A part of me was glad that he called because I didn't even remember like when our last FaceTime call was before that. And just like hearing his voice one more time, you know what I'm saying, before he's just fully gone. And he was explaining to me why he did what he did. He said his piece with things, I said mine. The last moments of us talking, who would have knew he would have been vulnerable with me when it was too late. I made it clear that I forgive him and that I could only hope that he changes. So like that's really all I could say at the end of it. That happened a few days ago. We cut ties, you know, we just don't talk anymore. Like my feelings have never been more hurt in my life dealing with this, and he was the first person that I ever loved and had these feelings for. So that I have to get over, really just move on to the best of my ability. I can't stop my momentum. I have to make sure that I keep going like I normally do. I'm dealing, I'm getting through it. I'm, you know, not gonna be sad forever. My heart has been broken into a million pieces, and I've just been trying to like just stay positive, and like I know I show my positive side with you guys so much because I always like, I feel like people need to hear things, and I want to make sure that everyone's okay, but I also have to just be honest and stuff like that with what I'm dealing with, especially because I've been so
Kayla does not catch feelings. Kayla does not catch feelings.
So I wanted to be real to you guys and just let y'all know about what happened, and this is my very first heartbreak. The biggest realization, whoever does not treat y'all like the kings and queens that y'all are can go. Let him go. We just gotta keep pushing is what I'm gonna do. You know, I'm staying strong always. But I appreciate you guys always for supporting me, and I love you guys for it. But yeah, this is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Go subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I will see you guys in the next video.